Well, the early stuff, you know, my dad had the biggest influence, right? So he was in blues bands, and he played with, like, you know, different funk bands and soul bands and stuff like that. And so I remember, like, a lot of the like early blues, you know, a lot of B.B. King, a lot of Buddy Guy, Freddie King, all the Kings, really. Albert King, you know. At 3, I think he wanted me to play drums really bad. Because, like, you know, he played drums, my grandfather played drums. They were going to have a drummer. And I can't even, like, walk down the street without falling down. Like, my rhythm is just, I'm not the best with that. But the biggest thing was that I wanted to write songs, you know. I knew that. So from there, I played piano for a little while. And then they were like, all right, well, you know, what's your instrument? Like, what do you want to play? And somehow, you know, I said guitar. And one year, I remember for my birthday, my dad gave me, it was like a Fernandez Strat copy, and these, like, jumbo frets. But it was like the guitar player from his band at the time was getting rid of this guitar. And it's a great guitar. I mean, I still have it. And I remember for a good, you know, 6 months that I had the guitar, it really just, like, it was like you put it on and stand in front of the mirror and then, like, pretend to play, like, Nirvana songs. You know what I mean? Like, you don't actually play it, you just, like, you know, lip sync in the mirror, stuff like that. So did that for a little while, and then finally I'd be like, oh, wouldn't it be cool if I actually, like, knew how to play this stuff? And so I did that for a little bit, but I didn't get bit yet when I was figuring out other songs. What really got me was I'd figure out, all right, or I'll get, like, a songbook or something like that, or figure out, like, all right, this is what's being played, you know, like, it's like, I don't know, whatever song, maybe about a girl, right? Right, so you learn E minor and you learn G, and you're like, all right, cool. All right, so from that, you try to figure out another song, and you're like, all right, there's a D in something, right? So then what really got me was like, all right, well, I'm going to take these 3 chords that I know. Now I know guitar, right? I know 3 chords. I know guitar. So then I would just write songs, and they would just all be inversions of, like, the 3 chords that I knew. And then, you know, every so often, maybe, like, a couple of days later, I'd learn a new chord, and I'd be like, oh, now I got an E minor. You know what I mean? It's like, oh, well, now I'm going to write the best song I ever writ. Be an A minor to an E minor. I mean, what the hell? Things that you say most of the time, I'm on your side. So no, I'm not easy to deal with sometimes, but I'm sinking fast, it's alright. Fuck no. No. Here was the thing, right? Was that I loved playing. I always wanted to be in a band. Ever since I can remember, you know, like, I wanted to play gigs, like, I wanted to be on tour. I wanted to be in a fucking band. But I never, ever, never wanted to be the kid at a party with an acoustic guitar playing a fucking song in the corner. Coming out of a band and just, you know, kind of working on a record where nothing made the record that didn't come out of your head or your heart is a huge undertaking, and maybe even confidence boost. You know, there's times when you wish there was somebody else in the room to help you along or to give you some sort of feedback, and then there's times where that isolation and that silence is so welcomed. You can chase an idea to infinity. There's pitfalls to that, of course, where you can really do that forever, and it could be a fool's errand, and it could never turn to anything. But I think even when that happens, you learn something from it. You know, all too often in band settings, there's a ceiling on how long you can chase an idea, and some things just don't come right away.
free. I used to have a best friend. No one and nothing. I want it.
Yeah, you know, here's the thing, like, you know, in the heat of the moment, things happen, you know, and I remember very early on, there was a guitar, it was like the first very expensive guitar I had saved up and bought on my own, and it was, it was like a maroon, like wine-colored SG, Gibson SG, and it had seen some battles, and I had my guitar tech at the time, Matt Cortez, had Frankensteined it, and then my friend Eddie, who also teched, had put in this this plate. Like what was happening was the jack just kind of kept sinking in, you know. So like we were just wearing away at this wood. So what we ended up doing was like put like a jack plate on it that was ridiculously big, you know. It like kind of took up like maybe this much of the guitar, but we started to get these stress cracks, and I think it wasn't even really my fault. I think I turned around too quick, and I want to say this place was in like Syracuse or Albany, New York, and there was a weird railing on the side of the stage, and I turned around real quick, and it hit it in just a way that it just cracked the guitar like down the side, and like the guts fell out. It was like in those samurai movies where somebody gets cut in half, and it was just, I literally almost cried. But the great thing that happened from that was, my father-in-law took the guitar, and he literally built a coffin for it. And like, it's amazing. Silk inside, like lined, and it's there, and it's like this coffee table that I have, and I still, you know, use in my studio down in my basement. And it's nice that she has like a final resting place.
1, 2, 3. One day,